Genetics often feels like the ultimate explanation for weight struggles. Some people seem to eat anything and stay lean. Others do everything right and still struggle. This leads to a tempting idea. If DNA controls metabolism, maybe a genetic test holds the answer. But metabolism isn't that simple. Your genes do influence how your body handles food, exercise, and stress. They affect appetite signals, insulin sensitivity, fat storage tendencies, and muscle composition. But genes don't operate in isolation. They interact constantly with lifestyle, environment, and behavior. And that's where confusion begins. DNA tests promise personalized weight loss plans based on your genetics. Eat this. Avoid that. Train this way. It sounds precise, even scientific. But many people take these tests and see little to no change. The question becomes, are genes really the missing key? Most genetic tests identify predispositions, not destinies. They can highlight tendencies such as sensitivity to carbohydrates, response to fats, or likelihood of insulin resistance. But they don't dictate outcomes. A genetic risk doesn't mean a guaranteed result. It means a potential vulnerability, and vulnerabilities can be influenced. Two people with the same genetic marker can have completely different outcomes. One develops metabolic issues. The other doesn't. Why? Because behavior, muscle mass, sleep, stress, and diet quality often outweigh genetic influence. Genes load the gun, environment pulls the trigger. DNA tests also struggle with complexity. Metabolism isn't controlled by one or two genes. It's shaped by thousands of interactions happening every day. A test might suggest you're carb-sensitive, but it can't tell how sleep deprivation, chronic stress, or muscle loss are affecting glucose handling right now. Static data can't capture a dynamic system. DNA tests are most useful when they inform awareness, not when they dictate rules. They can explain why certain approaches feel harder, why some diets fail repeatedly, why recovery or hunger behaves differently, but they don't replace fundamentals. Muscle mass remains one of the strongest drivers of metabolic rate, regardless of genetics. Insulin sensitivity responds powerfully to movement and resistance training. Sleep and stress management influence fat storage more than most genetic markers. These factors can override genetic predispositions. When people rely too heavily on DNA results, they often feel boxed in. This diet won't work for me. My metabolism is broken. But when genetics are viewed as context rather than constraint, the mindset shifts. Instead of limits, there are levers. Over time, lifestyle signals reshape how genes are expressed. This process, known as epigenetics, allows behavior to influence biological outcomes. Genes don't change, but their expression does. This is why consistent habits outperform perfect plans. The resolution is clarity. DNA tests can provide insight, but they don't cause weight loss. They explain tendencies, not guarantees. Progress comes from aligning training, nutrition, recovery, and stress management in ways that work with your biology, not against it. Genetics may set the starting point, but daily choices determine the direction. Weight loss isn't about rewriting DNA. It's about creating an environment where your metabolism can function at its best, regardless of genetic code. DNA can inform the journey, but it never replaces the work. And when that balance is understood, genetics stop feeling like a barrier and start feeling like useful information.